Hey, I almost forgot. There's a backside. So this might be a handy dandy reference tool for you as you are looking through your notes and doing your work. In general, let's just go ahead and fill this in. This is what we call a parent function. So we're just kind of recapping everything that we talked about. A parent function. That's your basic quadratic. Here, when we add something and we don't have parentheses, we're either going up or down, right? So when we add, this is up. It's called a vertical translation up by C units. Okay? Next one is going to be the same exact thing. Only thing, instead of going up, we go down. Vertical translation down by C units. Okay, go here. Sorry, I know you were writing. Up, down, right? Minus and plus. Super important there. Let me just highlight that. Whoop, whoop. That's the difference. Okay? All right, now we have the whole parenthesis thing. Yes? So remember, it's like the opposite. Once it's inside the parentheses, it's opposite of what you would think. So instead of going to the right because it's positive, it's going to go to the left. Good. This is what we call a horizontal translation left. C units. Same exact thing, except now it's minus. It's opposite of what you think would happen. So it's not going to the left, it's going to the right. Same concept. Horizontal translation right by C units. Left with the plus and right with the minus. Okay? This right here, this has a negative. So the negative just means that instead of opening up like this one does, okay, we're going to open down. So remember, this one kind of opens up. This one will open down, okay? And it's what we call a reflection over the x-axis. Looks a little weird, but that's axis. Okay. Finally, we have a change in the value of what's in front of x squared, right? So they're representing it with the variable of a. Go ahead and highlight that. So we're going to be focused on anything that's sitting in front of x squared. If it's greater than 1, a bigger number, for example, maybe it's 2 or 3, that type of thing. Let me go ahead here. So I'm going to put, could be like 2, it could be 3, could be like 5 over 2. That's still bigger than 1, right? All of those. This is what we call a vertical stretch. And this is where I like to think of, you're kind of pulling it up, right? And pulling it down, and you're stretching SpongeBob, yeah? Okay, he's really tall and thin. Then this one right here is going to be a number between 0 and 1, okay? So with this one, we're not including the negative. So this might be any number like 1/2 or 3/4 or 5/6. You get the idea, or like 0.5999 or whatever. This is vertical compression. And I like to think of that like where you were squishing on SpongeBob, right? You were squishing on him and making him like short and wide, right? I just used a box instead of sponge. And this one's going to be all like tall and thin. Yes, something like that. So let's look at some actual examples and see what this would look like. So right here, we've got -3. Now it's inside the parentheses, right? So that -3 means I'm going to go, number one, to the right. It's a horizontal translation. I need to start abbreviating here. Horizontal trans to the right by 3. Okay, that's one. And the +1 on the outside, remember it's on the outside. There we go. Plus is up. So we're going to go up by 1. And then I'll fill in the fancy words. Okay, vertical translation. Vertical translate up by 1. Okay, see how this works? This might be a good point to like pause, see if you can do this, right? And then come back and see if you get the same answer I get, right? Well, if you're back, welcome back. We've got two things going on here. Number one, we've got this guy sitting in front of the x squared, that's your A, and 1/2 is definitely less than 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is vertical compression by a factor of 1/2 if you want to get fancy. Okay, my other transformation that's happening here is, if I can pick a color, is -5, right? Okay, it's either up or down because it's not in the parentheses. And 5 is definitely down. So this is what we call vertical translate. I'm so abbreviating all this. Down by 5. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at this one. We got two things going on. First thing, this right here in front of, instead of being 1/2, it's a big number, so we're stretching. It's a vertical stretch. And my next thing is inside the parentheses, though. Oh, inside. That parentheses makes an O for opposite. So I think of going to the right, but really it's to the left. Left by 1. And the fancy word for that is horizontal translation. Horizontal trans left by 1. Yeah. All right. Here we have 3 different things happening. We've got this. That looks like a compression. We have, so I'm going to say vertical compression because it's a small number. And it's right in front of x squared, right? And then we have here x minus 4. Okay, so it's inside the parentheses, right? Opposite of what I would think. Negative lives on the left, but it's opposite. So we're definitely moving to the right by 4. Okay, that doesn't spell right. There we go. Right by 4. Okay, and we call that horizontal because it's left and right. Horizontal trans. Okay. Horizontal translation to the right by 4. Then we finally have this thingamabobby plus 5 at the end. Okay, so that's up or down, right? And so that's vertical translation up, definitely up by 5. Okay. Last one. All right, let's tackle this. -4. You know what? Let me point this out to you guys. Hey, we had negative there also. I want to point out something to you. Like here, greater than 1 and from 0 to 1. Was there any talk about like negatives? No, so they're totally not even paying attention. Here, A was strictly equal to like I mean, we're just looking at the absolute value, right? So we're looking at just 1 over 3, right? And then here, we're looking at just 4, right? Absolute value of A, which is just 4. So that 4 is bigger than 1, and we're looking at a stretch, a vertical stretch. So at this time, disregard. Oh, we disregarded negative because it's another transformation. Do you remember which transformation it is? Let me finish my thought. Vertical stretch. So in addition to all of these, don't forget the negative. What was the negative? Reflection over the x-axis. We totally got to put that in. Reflection, because I have that negative, right? Over the x-axis. And I'm going to put that right here like, hey, don't forget, boop, we have a negative, right? And again, let me go down here. I got a negative. So we got the 4. That's a big number. We're not caring about the sign, and it's definitely stretching, vertical stretch, right? But we also have that negative, and so that means it's going to be a reflection over the x-axis. Now we have a couple of other things. So that actually had 4 transformations. This has 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Okay, that's a plus 3. We're in the parenthesis, right? Opposite what you think. So it's left or right. Positive numbers lift to the right, but I'm going to go to the left because it's opposite. So it's left by 3. And so that's a horizontal transformation, left by 3. Okay. Last one, minus 2. This is all up and down, right? You know, if you think about it, it's kind of related to like the y-intercept, right? Because it's the constant at the end. And so it's like kind of, sort of. It's which basically decides where you're going to be on, you know, the y-axis. So it has to do with that up and down movement. Yeah, just a thought, just thinking. So here we have vertical translation. And minus 2. So we're definitely going down by 2. All right. I think I got it this time. I think we did all of it. Again, if you have any questions, bring them to your teachers. It was a pleasure. Good luck. Take care.